So a quick overview of RimWorld. So RimWorld is a colony simulator slash story generator. So the way that it works is you don't control the members of your colony, which is this ragtag bunch of misfits up at the top here. Instead, you design work priorities for the things that you want them to do. So I can, for instance, say I want to build some walls. So I can map out, a wall structure that I want to build, whatever it happens to look like. And then rather than telling who's going to go where to build it, the work priorities determine, every one of these characters is simulated and they say, oh, I'm going to go do this or I'm going to go do that. Now, over time, you develop a colony and you have to handle a bunch of things. You have to handle food sources, like here I'm using hydroponics. Here I have some fields with grow lights. You have to cut the bricks that you want to build the walls out of. You have to build furniture. You have to build everyone bedrooms. You can create art. It's a very detailed and nuanced game. There's a lot of complexity to it, and it is very rewarding. It's one of those games that once you start playing it, you can very easily get hooked because there's so much to it. And one of the things that happens is as time goes on, you have events. And these events are things that happen in your world that potentially throw a wrinkle in the works. So for instance, I just had a notification that several separate groups of pirates from another faction called the Cub Wolves are arriving via transport pods, and then they're going to use sappers to tunnel through my defenses. So I have certain static defenses like these walls that I've built. I have turrets in places that are protecting me. But unfortunately, they're going to go around all of that in hopes of killing my people. So we're going to have to react kind of quickly here and try and come up with a strategy to protect ourselves from them. It looks like the transport pods are landing here, though. And if that happens, then it's likely that they will find themselves at odds with this mech group that we have here. But we may have to mobilize our troops as well, because it looks like at least Lucille here is going to be attacking. Now, there's a bunch of other things I didn't talk about, Don. Just really quickly, every character has a log of all the things that happened to them, right? Who they shot, who they were shot by, who they talked to. They have a bunch of gear that they're wearing, including inventory items that they carry. They have relationships that are modeled between other members of the colony and other people, other factions. They have skills. So are they good at shooting? Are they good at animal handling, intellectual pursuits? They have traits, like they might be a body modder, they might be tough, kind. And so over time, you build up your colony. You kind of start with nothing. Yeah, curious. I got very lucky with these spawns. So there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of depth. The most recent patch added the idea of building your own religion, which is fascinating. And I could spend a whole, half hour describing just how religions work, but the short version is we have a religion. It is called Tektugaism, and it is all about worshiping turtles. We love darkness, and we also appreciate modifying our body. So most everyone in our colony, if we go to the health tab, has lots of bionics, like bionic legs and those types of things, which increase their ability to move, manipulate, talk, eat, all those types of things. So I don't think we need to fully mobilize the troops, but let's grab a small smattering of people and man our defenses. Because it seems like some are going to make it by, and we're going to need to deal with them. Oh, and it looks like not only are they going to make it by, they're going to ruin my fun. So we're kind of letting Bieberox here, who has a shield belt, do the hard work of So I'm trying to break line of sight. So what I don't want is I don't want Oz to be standing here just kind of shooting. I want to have some protection. So as they come in, I can do more. Now, what I'm starting to realize is that we're going to need more folks to come help out with the fighting. So I'm going to bring some more in. Because they're kind of trickling in, so it's not that bad. Ooh, but that's a little unfortunate. That they just deployed a shield that means that we're gonna have a slightly hard time getting shots off on them. Okay, Beebor's shield seems to be broken, so I'm going to relocate her, get Tony out here, and where's Elliot? Elliot is gonna send Beebor to safety. Alright, not bad. Now, how is this conflict over here going? Oh my gosh. Well, that looks like it went very poorly for everyone involved. This group of mechs has a low shield associated with it right here. That means that all of these pirates are shooting in, and their projectiles are getting eaten by the shield kind of endlessly. So, yeah, the pirates didn't stand much of a chance. Now, one of the ways that you can recruit people is by them getting downed. So whenever you see someone who's not quite dead, you can see this person's dead in 1 second, so we're not going to be able to save them. But we can take a look and see what their skills are. This was an exceptional miner and artist, but we're not going to save them. We're going to let them go, and we're going to let everybody kind of go about their merry way. Now, speaking of things that are unique to this colony, in addition to us worshipping turtles, we also have a affinity to polar bears. So we have a large crop of polar bears who do the hauling for our party. Yeah, these mechs they won't quit. They're not going anywhere. All relics belonging to Tectuism have been collected. The following people will be delighted. Literally everybody. Let's install the final relic. I think that's a good plan. Let's leave it to Edie to do that. Let's assemble everyone. I want everyone here for this great triumph. So Edie's going to go get the final relic of our religion and install it in this reliquary, and everyone's going to watch this historic event. Here we go. All right, and there we have it. All 3 relics have been collected, which gives us, I believe, a... Wow. So for 15 days, we get a 15-point mood boost, which is insane. Let's throw a party while we're at it. So Edie's going to speak a little for our party. Yeah, Dawn, they do. So there's a few different types of mechs. There's only 2 represented here, but these ones here are called centipedes, and they have a whole bunch of body rings. And they have 2 primary weapons. They have a machine gun, which is this one here, and they have an incendiary launcher, which is this one here. And they are very, very tough. And then there's this one, which are lancers. They're like a long-range sniper. Oh, excuse me, these are pikemen. Also long-range sniper. There's also lancers, and then there are scythers. Scythers are the melee mech unit. And between the three of them, they are extremely painful. Between the four of them, they're extremely painful. So we're having a little party here. We hadn't talked much about it, but there is a mood system where you need to keep your people happy. And if you don't keep your people happy, nice and unforgettable dank fair. If you don't keep your people happy, they will have psychotic breaks. And if they have psychotic breaks, you will lose control of them. And in losing control of them, they will do awful things. So you need to keep your people happy, which is its own challenge. But we just finished what is a very long-running aspect of the game, which is there are 3 ancient relics of our the ideology that we created. There was the Stack Trace, the Vanta Bit Chalice, and the Hex Crux. And by collecting all 3 of them, we have kind of fulfilled one of the destinies of our colony. Feels good. But yeah, these mechs, I don't know why they're still here. Normally, when you destroy a mech bases will sometimes get dropped in from the sky. And normally, when you destroy a mech base, you they will then attack you. But in this case, that did not happen. This is the power overlay. I'm just checking to make sure that no power lines got broken and everything is still connected, which it looks like it all is. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things that need to be set up to kind of like keep the colony running. So you can see right now our hydroponic crop all got collected, or all got harvested, and now it's slowly going to get moved into our freezer, which is kept cold by this cooler, which keeps this particular room cold. If you don't keep your meat cold, it spoils, kind of intuitively. And then, you know, the list goes on and on. We have a backup freezer here for additional meat. But yeah, it's a very, very deep and detailed game. The early game is very punishing. We're kind of in the late game here. You're seeing kind of like a fully developed colony because it starts out with nothing, right? When we first started out, we landed right here. There was kind of like a little mountain area here. We decided to dig into it and build our first room. And then slowly we built up this entire complex and determined all the work orders to make it work smoothly. At any crafting table, like if we take the this tailoring bench here, we have a whole bunch of bills like this make duster bill where we can say we want to have on hand 3 dusters of at least good quality made by a crafter above 12 skill made out of devil strand, which is one particular material. And you need to set all these things up and tweak them just right so that your colony is kind of constantly keeping on hand the materials that are needed. You can see this is kind of like our room where we have all of our extra clothing. So whenever someone depletes a shirt, there's a shirt waiting for them here. And it's made out of devil strand, which is a bizarre mushroom that makes very luxurious clothing. Yeah. The world of RimWorld, very cool. RimWorld is also a heavily moddable game, which is super fun. So that's the quick and dirty of RimWorld. The second expansion, you've seen me do it a little bit, but the second expansion was the royalty expansion, which added psionics to the game. So many of our characters have a bunch of psionic abilities, like the ability to block pain on their friends or the ability to induce dizziness in our enemies. And those were a huge power spike. So with it came a lot of additional danger from enemy raids. But it's yeah, there's a lot of interesting dynamics at play, and there's a lot to master in this game. This colony, I don't actually know exactly how much time I've spent on it, because you don't get just a flat out like, oh, you've spent 100 hours, but it is it's more than 100 hours easily that we've spent in this colony alone. And I just find it very, very calming. We didn't even talk about zones, but you can zone workers to only go into specific places. So in the schedule tab, you can see the areas that people are allowed to go to. So I have certain people that can go to the cooking zone or the working zone. And I also have our bears specifically zoned so they don't poop in the kitchen and those types of things. It's more likely than you might think, and far more problematic than you might think. We have ourselves a little goose farm over here. All of our geese in here are descended from a pair of geese, one of whom was named Gulliver. And we actually named one of our rituals, our religion's rituals, after Gulliver, because we shot Gulliver into space. Because I thought it would be cool to send Gulliver into space. So I did. All right, so the other aspect of the game we haven't talked about is quests. So here we have paid forced weather. Hymerius Tokeri, a knight of the Exodus Empire, wants to perform a low-power test of one of his ship's area attack weapons. If he does, a weather control system will force the weather around Turtle Haven to be rainy thunderstorm for 5.9 days. Since you are the local landholder under the Imperial law, Tokeri needs your honorable permission to proceed. 5 days of thunderstorms? Yeah, I mean, it would clean things up a little bit. Sure. So then we can accept it for any one of these 3 rewards. We can pick up some gold, a psychic harmonizer, which is an implant, or some honor and a shirt. I think I'll take the gold. All right, so shortly we will get some weather. And then a drop pod arrived, which brought us the goods. But there's no real harm in having some rain going on. Like we can stay inside for the most part. It bothers people if they're outside in the cold and wet too frequently, and the lightning is going to be a little annoying. But it'll also clean up a lot of the dirt and debris around. Why have we not taken care of this yet? I guess this is not in the cook zone, and the person who would do it is our cook, Randy. Randy, our cook, is also our #1 miner. Miner as in likes to wield a pickaxe, not miner like is young. So there's Randy going to town on the meteorite that was blocking this. Wait, Randy, where did you go? Randy, please finish the job. There we go. Cool. And then we need to replace the floors. Hey, Stefan. Yes, indeed. I need my RimWorld fix once every couple of days. We'll be back to the last spell tomorrow, but for now, little chill RimWorld is going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. Earlier in the stream, we collected the 3rd and final relic of our ideology, which is the hilt of a ancient sword. So we have the hilt, we have a chalice, and we have a full-on sword. All 3 of which decorate our ritual room, which is part of the this particular complex, which I refer to as the terrarium. To go along with the theming of this colony as turtle centric, since we do venerate turtles. You can see that here. Tortoises are our venerated animal. We haven't taken advantage of the moodlets that come along with that. I guess if we had a bunch of animals, everyone would be really happy. Everyone is already happy without us collecting a bunch of turtles, but maybe at some point we should think about increasing our turtle population. At the moment, we have only a single turtle. We have Turt's Spanish is our only turtle, and he self-tamed at age 151 and has a bad back and cataracts. But we love Turts anyways, and we want to see how old Turts can get. The DLCs are pretty awesome. Although, so this is one thing about RimWorld that I think is I am particularly impressed by is Tynan and the team at Ludian have done an amazing job making the base game stand on its own. So the DLCs add a lot. They add a lot of intrigue, a lot of interest, but the base game is still gold, in my opinion. The base game is still all on its own an incredible game. So it's funny you mentioned that. If I had, there's a mod that makes those things in animals particularly easy to correct. That's the mod, I believe, What a Dog Says, that that allows you to install prosthetics, which I absolutely would do. To be clear, Turts would receive 2 bionic eyes and a bionic spine and a heartbeat if I could. But in the base game, I think Healer Mech Serum is the only way that I could correct Turts' maladies, and Healer Mech Serum doesn't work particularly well because with any age-related disease, which cataracts and bad back are both, every birthday, the likelihood of that happening again is high. So Bangs is going to carry Taze, our paralytic Abasia guest, to the shuttle and send her on her way. Why is everyone not working? Morrison, like, why are you not harvesting here? Yes, Stefan, I think that would be a very not judicious use of company resources to put a Healer Mech Serum on them. I don't know why everyone is chilling out. There's tons of work to do. Valentin, this... Yeah, 100% grown. Please harvest. There's something a little funny going on right now. I'm unsure why Morrison is not... Morrison and Valentin are not harvesting this. Usually with RimWorld, it becomes painfully evident when it is too late. But this is very distressing. There we go. Yeah, prioritize harvesting. You have no work that you're supposed to be doing, Morrison. There's nothing more important right now. I mean, I guess except eating and going to sleep, but yeah, that's one of my favorite mods. Hey, Turts. Oh, let's look at Turts' records. Just see what Turts has been up to. Turts has eaten 41 nutrition and done literally nothing else. Exactly the way I want Turts to be operating at peak efficiency. Oh, we got ourselves a Mega Sloth. Let's have White, our chief hunter. Okay, White just shot Green, which I don't feel great about. Sorry, Green. How bad a shot was that? Well, you're dead in 21 hours. Hate to see it. Shooting things that are laying on the ground is surprisingly difficult. Alright, I give up. This thing's gonna die soon enough. Yeah, 1 hour. And Green is all laid up. And hopefully someone's gonna come tend to him. Thank you, Steroid. But yeah, we keep a pile of fungus out here in order to lure animals. Mostly we just get lots of rats. Rats and other small wildlife, but occasionally it pulls in a megasloth. I found that it can't pull in Muffalo because Muffalo can't travel through even open doors to eat things. So that's an interesting limitation that I haven't found a way to get around, because I have a fully enclosed system, and it would be really nice if I had a way to open it up so that I could get grazing animals in. But hold on. Social fight. Flynn and Valentin. They used to be married. Makes some sense. Sorry, Flynn. Flynn and Valentin are the parents of this colony, in like the literal sense. More polar bears coming in. I sterilize all the new polar bears just because we have a polar bear problem, and the polar bear problem is just that we have way too many polar bears. We're struggling a little to keep our rice supply up. And we've been sitting on way more hay than we necessarily need. So I'm actually going to take this zone and readjust it to be potatoes. Potatoes are the best plant for for rocky soil. So that's why I'm choosing this, because we have some pretty lame soil here, so I believe potatoes will be the best harvestable to put there. All right, Flynn is back up and operational after picking a fight with Valentin. I don't actually know who picked the fight. We should probably check that. Let's see. Valentin made fun of Flynn's construction skill. I don't actually see the inciting event that started that fight between the two of them. Because it should be right here. But it seems like the first thing that happened was Flynn utilizing her left fist slowly beat Valentin, smashing his right leg. Now, as a reminder, Valentin died due to a social fight. Once upon a time. Valentin got his Archotech leg punched off by a fellow colonist, which was a very unfortunate event in the history of the colony. I don't know if this ever gets built. I think this is probably a bad idea. I wish we could get some more moss growing here. I don't know what is preventing the moss from growing more than in the immediate vicinity. Guardian trees were added with the ideology patch, and we're currently using them because they generate these dryads who are tiny helpers. There's several types of dryads. Can I see them? I don't think I can see them without potentially changing them. I don't want to make that mistake. But there are dryads that create berries and wood and medicine, or attack with high attack damage, or very tanky, or the ones that I chose, which are the hauling dryads, which are very handy because they don't create dirt, but they do haul for us. So we have them zoned to kind of the inside of our base, and then the bears hang out on the outside / hay-floored portion of the base, which causes less dirt to get tracked around the base.